So in this highly digital era and as a specialized online training provider, how do you help the companies or clients to prepare and succeed in vetting inspections?
Thank you, Katerina. Apart from the e-learning courses that I described before, in SQLearn, the past months we have developed something new, which is groundbreaking software, which is called VETI. Most of you might not know yet about VETI, but it's an ideal solution for companies in order to prepare to do a pre-vetting before the real inspection on board the vessels. If I could describe the VETI and tell a few things in a glance, I would say that it's an online questionnaire where companies, apart from SIRE 2.0 risk inspection questionnaire, can adjust any kind of questionnaires that they might have, and of course give the ability to the seafarers to complete this specific questionnaire. The most important thing is that you can assign different questionnaires to people on board depending on their ranks. The captain has to answer different questions regarding the chief engineer or the ratings or whatever. So it's very important that you can assign different kind of questions with different type of ranks. One important thing is that you can also download an application that we have also developed and give the seafarers the ability to complete this questionnaire offline from their mobile or their tablet, and of course they can upload files, they can get a picture through their mobile and do this process more easily and faster. I would like to give you an example to understand how exactly you can use the VETI. So the first thing is for SQLearn to create the company and the manager. Once the company and the manager is created in the platform, then with the individual credentials, the manager gives all the information about the fleet, the vessels, and once the vessels are in the platform, then you can assign the questionnaires to the seafarers, even if they are for tankers, SIRE 2.0 or bulk carriers or whatever. And of course, as I told you before, different type of questions for different type of ranks. But the most important thing is that you can train and familiarize the seafarers, because in the application you can add, apart from the generic guidance, the company-specific guidance, and this is the key point of VETI. You have the generic guidance that gives you exactly the steps in order to answer the question, but the company-specific guidance, the specific SMS of each of the companies, is that makes VETI something different and something exceptional for each of the companies. But you all understand that it's very difficult to describe an application software even without a presentation. So, because I feel that Katerina will stop me, I will invite you to come to our booth, have a demo of our VETI, and then we can further discuss and see if this new era for SQLearn and this new software can assist companies with the training and the familiarization for people on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, for being so punctual. Before we wrap up, I would like to open the floor to the audience. I don't know if anyone has a question for our panelists.
You mentioned, and I agree 100%, in terms of it's time to evaluate finally learning outcomes out of training, and taking a step further to that. When we're going to have a time that a seafarer will get trained, we will evaluate the learning outcomes, and then we will associate that with his performance and career progression. This is, I believe, when we're going to have an holistic approach, and we're going to solve a lot of the human factor elements that we see today. Because I feel, at least as a seafarer, for many years, there is a disconnect between at least the training you receive when you join, and then the performance evaluation that happens at the end of your contract.
May I ask? You were asking a question.
I mean, anyone who has any thoughts or feelings about it.
Yes, it's okay.
Yes, absolutely valid point. That's how it can work. The solution to that is that you need to match all the systems you have, appraisals, training needs, identify training needs, follow-up, etc., etc. That's the only solution. Also have a solid training matrix, courses for junior, for senior, professor courses. So you need to have a system that can incorporate all the new requirements, all the new training needs, existing training needs based on appraisal, the results of training, etc. That's the only solution. Such a system exists, but it's very difficult for companies to follow and implement in long term. But that can work for a good company with seafarers that stay in the company for many years. That's the only solution in my opinion. Thank you.
And just one here about retention rates. What we see is actually that training, good condition on board, human factors, and all these variables play a crucial role in retaining crews. So commercially speaking, a company that they want to have commercial advantage, they need to start investing yesterday on this kind of factors. Good companies already, we already have a scarcity of resources. Crew resources are not so good as they used to be like 30 years ago. The reason is that, as you already know, that people are not eager to go to sea, one, and two, that good officers and good crews are getting retained by companies, that they invest and focus on training, on good conditions on board, and so on and so forth. So the free, let's say, officers and crews that are outside in the market, they become more scarce, and their quality is not as good as they want to do. Investing in this for me is it's one way road.
Thank you, Mr. Analyst.
Can I make a comment as well? I would like to give food for thought, let's say. We are talking about seafarers. As far as I know, there is the STCW, so the seafarers must complete some trainings in order to get across on board. In order to get promotions, there are e-learning that they are doing on board the vessels and many more trainings. What about you, that you are working in maritime companies, in the office? Does anybody has training? Does anybody have a training matrix in his company, in his office, that says that you start from a client service and in order to become a project manager you need to complete this